let's come back to Gauteng and that bus driver strike. Putco drivers say they will continue with their strike until the employer pays them their money. This is despite the company winning a court bid to move striking drivers from outside their offices. The company turned to the Labour Court after 8 days of an unprotected strike blocked access to their premises. Drivers say the bus company owes them bonuses dating back 3 years. eNCA's Nqobile Madlala has the latest. Nqobile, you're joining us now. Talk to us about the current situation and the situation regarding this application that Putco has filed for.
Well, Sally, Putco basically went to court asking for an interdict, one that will look into making sure that their offices can function. They were asking that basically that the court give them the right to also ask the SAPS to be able to move anyone who's blockading their area, anyone who's disturbing their business operation. I mean, we know that for 8 days they haven't been able to function. We even saw for ourselves yesterday some of the customers even coming in to ask for a refund because it's been a week of not using the bus. So they're asking courts to basically assist them in this case, and therefore they went to court to basically ask for that, but also including the unions. They're saying that the unions are speaking somehow to some of these people that they're saying are on an illegal strike, and so they're asking the unions to clarify where exactly they stand. And this is what they got, that the court said that it's okay, that they want the unions to clarify on a public platform exactly where they stand. But let's listen in as Lindo explains further.
Today as Putco, we went to court. As you've seen in the past couple of days since the strike began, there have been some disruptions to our services. Our buses have not been able to operate. Our workers have also been stopped from entering some of our business units. So what essentially Putco went to do today in court was to ask for the court to give us an order in terms of ordering people not to blockade our services when we are trying to operate as Putco. And that is the gist of it. But further to that, we were also there to ask the court for unions to clarify in terms of their stance on this. They have told us several times that this is an unled strike, that it's an unprotected strike, but they continue to try and speak to some of their workers, some of their members from those unions. So the unions as well have been ordered today to actually release a public statement distancing themselves away from the protest, but at the same time while they continue to try and engage with us. So that is the gist of the order today, to say that as Putco, while we are moving with our internal processes, we also went to court to try and have some sort of help in terms of the laws of this country so that we are able to operate.
And I know you're going to tell us a little bit more about what the drivers are saying, but talk to me about what the unions are saying, because I think I heard just a little earlier from NUMSA, Nqobile Madlala, was saying that Putco actually receives government subsidies and they actually can afford a bigger increase than they're offering their workers. So she has a great deal of sympathy for these protesting strikers, while admitting, though, that this is a wildcat strike and all they can do is ask workers to go back to work.
Well, they are admitting that this is an illegal strike, and they're saying that they're not part of it. I mean, if we heard from Satao said they're not part of it. They're people, they know that it's happening, but they're not part of it. But we have heard, even in the morning, some of the shop stewards that we spoke to said that they were communicating with the unions, and it looked like the unions were only coming in because they wanted to assist. But Palamile, just being very clear there, Sally, saying that they feel that the company has not thought very hard about what people deserve. She talks about the amount of money that was received by some of the people in top positions, and she says that people at the bottom are not receiving any money. As a result, she's saying that they're asking the Department of Transport as well as the Minister to intervene in this situation that is unfolding on the ground, and also just not mincing her words there, Sally, and going after Putco, just talking about the fact that the way they have handled the situation is not right. But Satao and NUMSA have been clear that they're open for that round table. They would like to have discussions, and they've said that they will come back on the ground and they will speak to their people But the people that have been on a strike have been on their strike on their own accord. So they're still not in the forefront of the strike. They just have probably some of their members, which they will find out over the time. But we know that they have 5 days to look into this effect.
All right, let's take a listen to a couple of the bus drivers that you spoke to earlier, and then you can tell us what they're saying and what commuters can expect, whether buses will be back on the road anytime soon.
Thina into sizoyenza silinde yena le government yethu bakhulume bazwane nomlungu wethu siyosebenza thina into sifuna le mali silindile ngoba kwasikweleta hayi ukuthi le mali sisawayicela kuye kwasikweleta ne government wazi ukuthi kwasikweleta manje makasinike siqhubeke sisebenze siye phambili nomsebenzi wethu.
Kimi ngisasukile ngendaba yokuthi ngifuna imali yami nje le Putco ngikoloda yona. Manganginika imali ngibuyele emsebenzini immediately mayingangena imali namanje ngingabuyela emsebenzini. Manganginika imali nje ngoba into isitashulayo sitashulwe ngendaba ukuthi uyasikoloda maye ikhotho uyena uyaluza mabuya yena aphile ngoba obamela sinike imali yethu ngu-31.
And in the meantime, where does this leave the commuter who wants to catch the bus? Yesterday, Putco said they wanted to get a sense of how many people they were going to dismiss so they could get a plan and the bus is back on the road. How soon are we going to see buses back on the road?
Well, to be quite honest, Sally, it doesn't look like it's going to be any time soon. When I spoke to Nqobile, he said that it's not starting tomorrow. And I mean, one more day is one more day too late for a lot of commuters that need this bus. And a lot of them have been coming and, of course, asking for that refund. But Sally, I want to show you the situation just behind me. Now, you remember that there is an interdict saying that people must not block the road and that they must allow for Putco to function. But of course the drivers have been clear in saying that they're not going to leave until they've received those bonuses. And in fact, in the morning when we were speaking to some of them, they did say that they were apologizing to some of the passengers that they have worked with, but the situation forces them to be in this way because they're saying that they've been trying to communicate, and of course Putco is not coming on board and not communicating with them directly, and instead they continue to just use the court. So that blockading that they were talking about, that Lindo was talking about, is currently happening. As you can see, the tires are burning. But what that means though is that tomorrow morning for those passengers there will be no bus, and just as much as what the drivers have said, tomorrow morning they will be here. Now we will get to see what exactly SAPS will do, because on that interdict they did ask for that SAPS can act accordingly.
All right, well, thank you so much for that update, although the situation does seem quite intractable at this stage and buses are still off the roads, Putco buses at least. Thank you very much. That's our reporter, Nqobile Madlala.